pleasure. You know I'm not the same. Say go and swim, so we can laugh. So baby, we already gave in. So hi everybody, I'm just getting stuff set up. Welcome. I want to thank you for coming. Just making sure I got both my screens set up and any pages I might have to click on and my PowerPoint presentation ready to go. Is this how you This week I figured out how to use the chat. Last week I didn't know how, but you should see a chat box. You should see a chat box next to your video, and if you have any questions or want to leave me a comment, feel free to go ahead and type in the chat. I'll keep an eye on it throughout the show. It should be maybe about 20 minutes. Yeah. I want to keep it between 20 and 30 minutes each week. I just want to make sure you get what you need and can get out. If you like shorter formats, let me know, or longer. This is still new. I'm just playing with it to see what works, how you all want to learn. So just let me know. Feel free to type hi to let me know who's here. It'll be cool. I also have my Facebook and my wall and my page if you wanted to comment or leave me a message there. I'll be checking those out as well. If anybody could just leave me a message letting me know that you can hear me, that would be great. Can you hear me? Just check my volume here. Hi, Justine. Thank you. I'm so glad you're here. Feel good knowing at least one person I know is here. Okay. All right. So it's 4 minutes after. I'm going to go ahead and get started. I want to thank you for joining me as we talk about happiness today. I wanted to talk about happiness because it's something that's near and dear to my heart. That's one of the reasons I named my page Beautiful, Happy, Peaceful, is because that's kind of the journey that I'm on and that I've been on for quite a while. In my 20s, I spent a lot of time being unhappy, depressed, and a lot of times downright miserable. I was always looking out there for somebody to make me happy, looking out there for a man to do this for me, do that for me, a job to provide this and do that. And if it didn't, then I was unhappy. And I felt like I was just on this constant chase for happiness, and I would grab it for a moment and then it would find a way to get away. And then I was just, again, on the chase for happiness. And it got to a point where I felt like I must be cursed. God must not want me to be happy. because I can't seem to hold on to it. I can't keep a good relationship. I can't keep a job. Like, I'm just not meant to be happy. And what I did was I drank a lot to mask that pain, that emotional pain of just not being satisfied with my life and people not meeting my expectations of what it took to make me happy. And so I spent a lot of time unhappy. And I knew that I wanted to have this conversation after I was having lunch with a friend last week. And he said, last year, this time, I was so happy. I was driving a luxury car. I was enjoying what I was doing to bring in income. I was dating. And now I don't have that. And I'm really not that happy. And I said, wow, but you could never be happy on a consistent basis when you're putting your happiness in other people and in circumstances. So if your happiness is dependent on what kind of car you drive and who you're dating, your happiness is going to be fleeting because if something happens to your car, and in that case, it did. The car was wrecked. Now you can't be happy because you don't have that, or you can't be happy because you don't have that relationship. That's why it's not a good idea to put your happiness in things out there, because out there is always changing. And we hear quotes, and I am one of those people that post those quotes. And I want to begin breaking them down to where they're applicable for you in your life. So I might have posted a quote, something that says, happiness is on the inside. Don't worry, be happy. Happiness is an inside job. And while those things are true, it's still like, but what the heck does that mean? So that is why I'm here today sharing this with you, so you can really understand what that means, that happiness is on the inside, and that you can't expect people, places, and things out there to bring you happiness. So before I start my slide, I want to tell you this story that it was a brief story that I read in a book, and I loved it. And in the book, it talked about God creating Earth as a place for us souls to come play and learn and get to experience ourselves as being one with God and being full of love. And to really know that, you kind of have to know the opposite of that. And that's why we come here to play the game of life. But in the beginning, people would run into challenges. Let's say there's Jack and Amanda, and they come here and play this earthly game, and they're in a relationship and they run into challenges. They would say, forget that, I'm just going back to God. And so what God found was nobody wanted to play the earthly game once it got tough. So the souls could not evolve. So God gathered some divine beings, and he said, we have to hide the secret of life and the secret of happiness, because they know it and they don't want to play the game. So these beings, they said, we can hide the secret of life in outer space. We can hide the secret of life in the ocean. And God said, human beings are very resourceful. They'll build spacecrafts. They'll build submarines. We gotta hide it someplace they'll never think to look. And this divine being comes from the back, and she says, we can hide it in the heart. We can hide it deep in the human heart. They'll never think to look there. I know I'm corny, but I really love that story. And that just really goes to show that it's an inside job. Your happiness, your peace, all of those beautiful emotional states that we want to tap into, they're hidden here. It's not an outer journey, it's an inward journey to get to happiness and peace. Okay, so I'll start my PowerPoint. Let's see here. Okay. As you see here, happiness is on the inside of you. I chose this one because of that light. I chose of the light on the inside, just showing that happiness is inside of you. Sorry, I got a lot of screens going on here. I lost my PowerPoint screen. Give me 1 second. All right. Okay. Got it. Thank you for your patience. Okay. So we have her with a happiness, peace, beauty, love, all of it hidden right inside of there. This says happiness it's not something you find outside, but inside yourself. And again, it's one of those quotes, and we're going to dive a bit more into this so you understand what that means. It's inside yourself. So this kind of breaks it down. Happiness is an inside job. What the heck does that mean? Well, this is the definition that I came up with. Your own personal thoughts, feelings, and emotions that are going on inside of your own brain creates your happiness or unhappiness. So it's your thoughts and feelings about the things that are going on that determine whether you're happy, whether you're peaceful, whether you're angry. So here's an example in this picture. I have some thoughts that a person may have on Monday versus Tuesday to show you how they may feel. So for instance, my sweetie isn't paying me any attention. This rain sucks. My boss is a jerk. My coffee tastes old. I'm having a bad hair day. These are the things that a person may think on Monday. So if a person is thinking this on Monday, it's probably a given that they're having a pretty crappy day and that they are feeling unhappy. On Tuesday, the same person thinks, my sweetie is so cute. I love when the sun comes out. My boss looks nice. My salad was great. My hair looks great. When you're having these types of thoughts, then you can pretty much guarantee you're going to have a good day. You're going to be happy. You're going to feel uplifted. So it's the thoughts that you have that are going on in your brain that determines whether you're happy or unhappy. No matter what the situation or circumstance is, it's your response to it. It's what you think about it. It's the labels on it that determines how you're happy or sad. And when I was talking to you earlier about being on that chase for happiness, looking for all those things out there to make me happy, this chart says that only 10% of life circumstances, the things that are going on out there, that they deal with your happiness. So only 10%. This was a study that was done. There's a book called The How of Happiness, and there was an actual study done on happiness. And what they found out was only 10% of your happiness comes from your outside circumstances. If you're like me, you probably thought it was more like 98%, right? 50% has to do with your genetics. Like there's an automatic set point that we have based on our genetics on whether we're predisposed to being happy or unhappy. The good news is that you still have a whopping 40% of what you think and do that plays a part in your happiness. So if you're a person like me, I have a pretty negative mind, and I have to actively watch my thoughts and how I feel to make sure that I don't get and stay in a funk. So I am really using my 40%, and I'm practicing gratitude, going to the river, doing all those things to make sure that I don't get pulled into negativity, because I'm kind of predisposed to it. And on the next couple slides, these are just some things that people encounter during day-to-day or in life. But no matter what that thing is, it's still your thoughts about it. So a breakup, it's neither good or bad. It's just a circumstance, something that happens from time to time in relationships. She may say, finally, it's over. I deserve someone who can communicate without exploding. I'm free. See, she might not be unhappy about this relationship ending. The other lady, she says, this is the third breakup in 2 years. What's wrong with me? Why doesn't anyone want me? So if she thinks like this, then she's going to be unhappy about the breakup. She's going to probably feel depressed. She's probably going to have low self-worth. It's because of the thoughts that she's thinking, not because of the breakup. A disagreement with a coworker. One person could think the thought, Lisa is such a jerk. She's always putting her nose where it doesn't belong. Another person could think, maybe Lisa wasn't hurt as a child. I'm going to have a heart-to-heart with her once she cools down. See, when you come from that place, you're able to act from a place of peace, a place from calm, and you're able to keep your overall state of happiness. It doesn't mean you're happy worker, but it doesn't shake your world. You're not now totally in a funk. And it's because of how you're choosing to think and respond to this circumstance. A traffic jam is neither good or bad. It's just a bunch of people on the road at one time. What determines whether you're happy, unhappy, or angry about it is your thoughts. So you could think, this highway is a parking lot. Guess I'll listen to a personal development podcast. Well, in that case, you're probably not going to be that upset about it. The other person says, this is a freaking parking lot. I hate this freaking city. Well, you pretty much know that they're going to be unhappy, and probably for the rest of the day. The election. It's really got a lot of people really frustrated right now. But it's just a circumstance. It's just the thing that happened in the world. It's neither good or bad. It's neither positive or negative. What makes it so is what you think about it. So if a person's thinking, I'm moving to Canada, what the hell is going on in this world? This isn't a reality show. This is real life. Then they're probably pretty unhappy, frustrated, angry, going to talk about it with everybody at work. Or a person could say, hey, you know what? Something good could possibly come of this. I'm going to stay open-minded. And then this person's world is not shaken by who was nominated for president. So basically what I'm trying to say is life is neutral. The circumstances that happen in your life, they are neutral. They are neither good or bad. They are neither negative or positive. They are neutral. So burnt pizza, traffic jam, a breakup, they're just things that happen in the world. They're neutral. Who's the president is, your boss yelling, a fender bender. These are things that just happen. They are neither good or bad. And so when you can look at life and the circumstances that happen in your life as being neutral, you're able to be more calm. You're able to take a step back before you just blow up and react. Now, It doesn't mean that when you're delivered a burnt pizza that you are like, oh, thank you, I just love burnt pizza. No, it's not about sugarcoating. It's about having a different response. The response of, who the hell would deliver a burnt pizza? That's gonna put you in a negative, unhappy. You could choose to respond by saying, you know, I would really appreciate it if you would take this back and bring me another pizza. Do I need to call the store, or can you just take this back and bring me another one? When you come from that place of calm, that place of peace, that's when you're always able to hold on to your happiness no matter what's going on in your life. A fender bender, when you're able to say, at least I'm safe, instead of, what the hell, you must have been texting on your phone. Like, they're both choices in how you respond to a situation. One is going to keep you at peace. The other one is going to knock you off that peace pedestal. So in every moment, in how you react and respond to what's going on in your life, the more you can come from a place where your heart is lit up, the more you're able to just live and be in this place of happiness, no matter what comes along in your life. Yeah, you can go for a few days, a few weeks and be depressed, but you still, there's a good place to come back to, that place of happiness, that place of peace, that place that says, I'm okay. You know, I'm going to meet someone even better this time. Whatever the case may be, that is what lasting happiness is. It's knowing that you have the power to think what you want to think, to feel what you want to feel. You don't let whatever comes into your life knock you to the left. Somebody runs out in front of you in traffic. I went out for a second, but I think I'm back. So what I was saying was that, you know, I wish it was my boyfriend's job to make me happy, but it's not. If I wake up on the wrong side of the bed and I'm mad, it's not his job to say, would you like me to make you breakfast? Should I go out and get you flowers? Do you want some shoes? Like, no, he's not a court gesture, and neither am I. If he is upset about whatever, I'm like, I'm gonna go to the library, you know, or I'll just let him vent and have his moment, and I don't take offense to it because it's neutral. It's how I respond. It's the thoughts that I think about the way that he's acting is what's gonna determine how I feel. And I choose the majority of the time to stay happy. So I practice gratitude, because when you put the focus on what is going good in your life, like, your energy starts to be more focused there. And even if somebody comes to you with some negativity, it doesn't phase you, because you're like, I got this going on. I feel good. My hair looks great. I can see, I can smell, my heart's beating. When you focus on the things that really truly matter, that other small BS that comes your way, it won't shake you. And even if something does shake you, you get to determine how long you're going to be shaken before you get back to that place of peace and that place of happiness. So that is really all that I wanted to share with you, because I think it's so important to know that. For me, when I first learned about okay, I was looking at some messages. Hi, Cindy. When I first learned that life was neutral, that was pretty hard for me to like accept, because I think that like a fender bender is bad or a breakup is bad. But I don't know. A fender bender might be. I've met some people that were happy about a fender bender because something was wrong on that side of the car, and now that person's insurance is going to pay to get that fixed. Like you don't know. It's your interpretation of the circumstance. So really, I just really want you two things to leave here with. Life is neutral. It's your interpretation of the circumstances, your judgments about it, that is going to determine your happiness or unhappiness. Really just focusing on the fact that you want to be happy. So choose the thoughts and the feelings that are going to support you in your happiness. And 2, practice gratitude. Keep a list of 10 things every day to be grateful for, and start putting your And a third thing is watch your judgments. Judging stuff will take you out of the game so fast. Like, for instance, in traffic, if you say, judging what they're doing, see that energy that it takes to even put a judgment on somebody. If you're doing that all day, she is chewing her gum too loud. Why does he have those pants on? You're doing that judging all day. It's all this negative energy just building up inside of you. I think I might have went out again. So be careful of your judgments. Try not to judge. It's very hard, I'm not gonna lie. But it's just like a daily practice. So that is all that I have for you today. I really appreciate you tuning in. I hope this helps you. If you have any questions, feel free to put them out there. And everybody else, I don't know what is going on with my internet. It keeps saying that I have a full signal, but it's gone out like 3 times. But I don't see any comments, so I'm gonna go ahead and Justine, you are so welcome. Thank you all for tuning in, and share this with anybody who you feel may need this message, and hopefully I'll see you next week.